It doesn't matter if you're an experienced sharp or a blindfolded dart thrower. If you're looking for an edge to win big and win often, you face an onslaught of bad advice, emotional picks, and straight up bold-faced lies. For this reason, I want to make something absolutely clear. Every claim you witness in this video is backed up by facts, no empty promises, and certainly no more of this industry-wide deception we've all gotten used to. Instead, I'm going to reveal the one weird little secret I discovered that put 22K, 28K, and a whopping 42K in my bank account without even blinking an eye. The same secret that can unleash crazy week-long win streaks enjoyed by 35,000 bettors in 42 countries. How'd you like to crush it game after game, sport after sport, season after winning season? Because I'm going to reveal how if you followed me during just one 5-day period last year, you could have banked a cool $204,800 starting with a single $100 bill. Yeah, just one C-note to pocket nearly $250,000. No freaking joke. You're about to be blown away when you discover this kind of cash is already just inches from being in your pocket, and I've got the cold hard numbers to prove it. So, next time one of these magical 5-day miracles rolls around, you'll be ready to pounce. And you'll do it without hesitation. Because despite what everyone else has told you, to consistently score huge paydays, you don't need a PhD in mathematics. You don't need to spend endless hours in front of your computer researching. And crazy as it sounds, you don't even need any real sports knowledge at all. If you can check your email, then chances are you've got what it takes to win cash like this. That's just one of the real screenshots that I'll show you today. So be sure to listen closely to every word of this time-sensitive presentation. This information couldn't be more crucial, and this video definitely won't be online for long. My name is James Jones. Over the last few years, my partner and I have become the most successful online handicapping tandem, bar none. Thousands of happy bettors around the globe profit from our advice every single day. From small-time $20 bettors all the way to high-rolling millionaire gamblers. But it wasn't always like this. A decade ago, I was your typical handicapper with a record that was nothing to write home about. I'd pick winners a little more than half the time, and I wasn't alone either. Because no matter what the websites claim, the dirty little secret the industry doesn't want you to know is, a good capper's success rate is only slightly better than a coin toss. That's right. Even with all their magic math, most handicappers only win a few more games than they lose. And it was the same way with me. Until a fateful encounter at a Vegas blackjack table. The mystery man was a former star athlete, now retired from sports and living a normal life in the Nevada desert. Now, I'd love to tell you exactly who my mystery man is, but due to the inside connections he still relies on, it's best we keep his name a secret. So from this point forward, I'll call him number 7. We first began talking during a long shuffle, and I found out he was a full-time bettor. I would say gambler, but the way 7 does it, there's almost no gambling involved. Anyway, it wasn't too long before we hit the sports book to grab a few beers and play some bets. Once we sat down to make our picks, I noticed something very strange. 7 didn't use math formulas, he didn't follow all the latest stats, and to me, it was like he didn't really try at all. Yet, while I did just okay that night, he went undefeated. Something I later found out was actually pretty common for him. In fact, 7 would regularly ride winning streaks that lasted days, sometimes even weeks. So what was his secret? Simple. While handicappers like me rely mostly on numbers, we almost completely ignore the X factors. The way he put it, games aren't played on a spreadsheet, pal. They're played on a field, on a court, in a park. What that means is, no matter what the stats tell us, you have to factor in the aging veteran who takes plays off at critical moments in the game, the freshman who overperforms and blows the spread out of the water, the injured player who makes the unexpected and miraculous recovery, and every other intangible there is. Until you fully understand these human elements, consistent winning isn't just hard, it's impossible. But when you have insider knowledge, it all gets real easy. And what better way to have this kind of knowledge than to be a former athlete who understands how ballers think? Someone who's faced the rigors of 3 road games following a big loss at home. Someone who's felt intense pressure to go for the win with no time left on the clock. Someone who knows what it looks like to hide the pain of injuries from your coaches, teammates, and fans. His past as an athlete is what gave 7 such an edge, and it's why he outpicked me that night nearly 2-1. In what turned out to be the best strategic move of my life, I suggested we partner up and bet the rest of the week's games together. So, how'd we do? We won 21% more games in tandem than I would have won alone. My detailed research was even able to help Seven pick a few extra games he would have otherwise missed. The rest, as cliched as it sounds, was history. Just how Jordan had Pippen, Young had Rice, and Maris had Mantle, I now had my own all-star teammate to help take me from the handicapping minors all the way to the Hall of Fame. I bring the by-the-book research, and then Seven examines every pick through the eyes of the players. This 1-2 punch allows us to give an unbeatable edge to bettors in 42 countries around the world. And now, you can be among the smart and the lucky to harness this awesome power. Let me introduce you to Odds Worth Betting. This exclusive handicapping service is where members receive complete and unfiltered access to our most profitable daily picks. As an Oddsworth insider, there are no stats to monitor, no confusing math formulas to learn, no last-minute analyst reviews to dig through. Every pick is run through our StatHack playbook. This is our 10-step evaluation formula that gives a constant head and gut check to vet each and every pick. Then, only after we've gone through every possible factor that could influence a game, only when we're both willing to put our own money where our mouths are, and only when we've determined a pick has the very strongest odds worth betting does it land straight in your inbox, ready for you to hit open, place your bet, and thicken your bankroll. How our head meets gut 1-2 punch could have handed you $204,800 in just 5 days. Earlier, I promised to show you how to turn $100 into a major league payday, and I wasn't kidding. But before we get to the numbers, I know what you're thinking, so let me address your question. Is turning $100 into $204,800 something the average bettor is going to do on a regular basis? My answer, absolutely not. In fact, the results I'm about to show you require that you start with $100, make the tough decision to follow every bet I give you, then make the even tougher decision to keep all your winnings at risk the whole time. This is something I would never recommend you do. Keeping all your money in jeopardy is insane. Streaks can end at any moment. Then why am I sharing these amazing 5 days with you? The reason is to illustrate what can happen when you enjoy just one of our regularly occurring win streaks. So, let's dig in. It's time to put yourself in the shoes of a paid-up oddsworthbetting.com member during a recent 5-day period. Remember, all the results on this page are 100% real, on record, and verifiable. I did, however, for simplicity's sake, leave out the juice, the percentage the bookie gets for taking the bet. Day 1, $100 becomes $400. It all started on a quiet Monday in January. The struggling Memphis Grizzlies versus a white-hot Orlando Magic. All the lines had Orlando the heavy favorite. But where others saw yet another humiliating Grizzlies loss, we predicted Memphis would take the floor mean and motivated. And 48 clock minutes later, we were proven right. If you were there with us, your $100 bankroll doubled in size. But that was just the first win of the day. You then take your $200 and place it on Northern Arizona, who doesn't just beat the spread, they slaughter the Northern Colorado Bears in an easy 65-54 win. All in all, by following our picks, you just quadrupled your money in 8 pulse-pounding quarters of basketball. Day 2, $400 becomes $800. Our next pick is for Portland to trounce the Spurs, and that's exactly what happens. A 13-point win that was nowhere near as close as the score suggests. Cha-ching! Your stash now stands tall at $800 after just 48 hours. But you're feeling the flow and you decide to let it ride. You're playing with house money after all. Day 3, $800 becomes $6,400. Kevin Durant unexpectedly and almost single-handedly thrashes the Hornets. Well, unexpected to almost everyone except Seven and me. We predicted New Orleans would get eaten alive by Durantula, and now you're staring at $1,600 in cash. Next up, the Nuggets hand the injury-plagued Blazers an easy 19-point beatdown, doubling your winnings to $3,200. Not bad, right? Well, things are about to get crazy good, because with the last pick of the day, we tell you to take Drake to beat the spread against Southern Illinois. The game starts in disaster. Southern Illinois jumps to a fast lead, and by halftime, you think our streak is about to end. But the Salukis underestimate the fight left in Drake. The Bulldogs bark back, and with seconds left on the clock, a buzzer beater puts Drake over the spread. Booyah! You jump on your bar stool and you order a round for the whole joint. Why not? Your cash total is now $6,400, enough for a pimped out home theater and all-inclusive satellite TV package. Day 4. $6,400 becomes $51,200. You started on Monday and now it's Underdog Thursday. Because all 3 picks are for college basketball teams who are expected to lose big. But Georgia South, UL Monroe, and South Alabama have other ideas. They decide it's a great day to beat the spread. You've now gone 9-0, and going undefeated feels pretty damn good. Starting the day at $6,400, you've doubled to $12,800. Then again to $25,600. And finally, you fill your war chest with a whopping $51,200. Not bad for all your hard work chugging a few cold ones while reading the email you got from Oddsworth Betting. If you cash out your winnings here, you could afford to call in sick for the rest of the year and live pretty damn well off your winnings. But you're on a roll that shows no signs of stopping, so it's on to day 5. $51,200 becomes $204,800. Forget the home theater, how about a whole new house? The day starts with little-known St. Peter's destroying Niagara in a 23-point blowout, an under-the-radar game you would have never noticed on your own. Now you have $102,400. Your bank account overflows. You're almost ready to call it a day, but the feeling inside you tells you to not jump off this runaway train quite yet. You've been down this track with us many times before and will be for many more times to come. So you take a deep breath, you calm your nerves, and you place your bet on the Utah Jazz to beat the 9-point spread. You're raining sweat. The nerves in your stomach can't handle the whole game. So you follow the back and forth battle via updates on your phone. Then it happens. The Jazz seal the deal with time to spare, making you a very rich man. You earn $40,960 per day over the last 5 days, nearly as much as some of the pro players you just watched on TV. Even if we take out your bookie's VIG, you're still looking at a whopping $184,320 in your pocket. Woo! The last 5 days have been a crazy adrenaline rush, and the whole thing has left you feeling exhausted, but never really in doubt. Because in the back of your mind, you remember the 14-game winning streak we just had 2 months before. Ah, you thought we had cherry-picked the biggest streak to demonstrate. Nope, not even close. Anyway, back to our story. After a couple hours of celebration, you drive home, dreaming about what you're going to do with $204,800 in cash now in your possession. Enough for everything you've ever wanted. The coolest part about our story is, just months later, we had a similar 11-game winning streak during football season. As I said earlier, this is not how you should expect it to go down all the time. You'd have to have supersized balls to leave all that money at risk for 5 days. I repeat, do not ever do this. Picking winners is not easy. Nobody gets it right 100% of the time, not even Oddsworth Betting. The example was just to show you what could have happened. Maybe you're very conservative and you prefer to start with $10. Still, at the end of that week, if you accepted the risk, you'd have more than $20,000 in your pocket. Feeling lucky? Forget about luck. All you have to do is step up to ride our next winning wave. Now, listen, I know what's running through your head because I get this question all the time. If your picks are so profitable, why don't you use them instead of sharing them? And the answer has 2 parts. First, Seven and I do use them. We use them all the time. Here's just one of my accounts showing my personal winnings using the same picks we share with Oddsworth Betting members. Second, I remember what it was like when I first came online. Finding reliable betting advice was nearly impossible, and I lost plenty. It's why I felt we had to create a place where the regular guy not only has a fighting chance, but an unfair advantage over the bookies. That's what makes your Oddsworth Betting membership different. We consider you one of us, a teammate, where the only way we win is if you do too. That said, not everyone can make the cut. Spots on the Oddsworth Betting roster are very limited. I believe in offering first-class support to all members. You can even pick up the phone and call us whenever you're unsure about something. Yes, you actually get our real phone number. If we're not busy when you call, we might even answer your question live. And while you may think I'm a nice guy for doing this, I'm not that nice, because we do have a strict limit on the amount of people we let in. The retailer has been alerted to pull this page down the moment we hit that relatively low number. Now's the time to get not just one handicapper, but the world's most successful online tandem in your corner. Imagine, game after game, sport after sport, season after winning season, you get to brag to your buddies as they go bust halfway through the season, while the only thing you bust is your bookie. Hey, let him sweat the action for a change. Spoil your wife or girlfriend with jewelry, gifts, and extra spending cash whenever she wants. Imagine how nice she's going to be to you tonight when you're this nice to her today. Live big, travel the world, and experience the fast, fun, and worry-free lifestyle you can now afford. Cash to go anywhere, do anything, and be treated like a high roller as you do it. You're about to quickly get used to accounts that look like this. See that screenshot? That's the money I ended up using to build my man cave. What you do with your money is totally up to you. Listen, you know what you've got to do. The choice staring you in the face couldn't be simpler. Another long losing year or the most exciting profitable betting season you've ever had. With your oddsworthbetting.com membership, there are no complicated stats to figure out, books to read, or software to learn. It's all as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Check your email. 2. Place your bet. 3. Collect your money. Oddsworth betting picks have been exhaustively examined using our 10-step StatHack playbook. The only evaluation method that looks at both the numbers on the stat sheets and the human X factors. The second part of the equation is what separates us from all the average capper wannabes and gives you the picks to potentially change your life forever. With Oddsworth Betting, you've got a trusted team standing behind you every step of the way. Try it out yourself 100% risk-free. No questions asked. KO your bookie in 8 profitable weeks or your money-back guarantee. I don't want you to think twice about your decision to invest today, so here's the deal. Sign up below to become a full member of Oddsworth Betting and then invite friends over, grab some beers, a few pizzas, and enjoy the games. Witness with your own eyes just how easily and often you trounce your buddies in any sports betting situation. Grab your winnings with both hands and stuff them into your own pockets. Enjoy the fruits of your newfound luck as you buy some big boys toys with your new cash. I know that after you do that, you'll be a true believer just like the thousands who follow our betting advice season after season. Continue to take that advice for a full 60 days without commitment. On that 60th day, you must be completely blown away by your results, or I insist you write me for a full and fast refund. Your investment will go back into your pocket like it was there all along. I'll even thank you for giving us a try and we'll part ways as friends. That's fair, right? So if you're ready for the challenge, go ahead and click below to join us now. As I said, membership is extremely limited and this offer could be pulled down at any moment. And just to be clear, this isn't a marketing ploy. The retailer's been notified to pull down the sign-up page as soon as the limit's been reached. Come back tomorrow and you could be staring at the words sold out. So you need to take action while it's hot on your mind. Now, I know before you take your first steps inside, you're wondering how much all this is going to run. That's a question I'd ask too, especially since we've all seen those other guys who charge up to $2,500 a month for picks, and they don't even have anything like the secret weapon you're getting, my partner 7. So before we go any further, I've got to flat out tell you, OWB membership is a lot less than you'd probably think, and worth a hell of a lot more. Just consider, you've already seen how as a member, you could have gone from $100 to $204,600 in just 5 days. If someone were to offer you that amount of cash and all they ask from you in return is a 1% finder's fee or $2,046, you'd take it, wouldn't you? Damn right you would. You'd be a fool not to. But I'm not going to let you pay anything close to that. I mean, not by a long shot. In fact, because you're lucky enough to be watching this video today, you can get the entire Hall of Fame package for just $147, half off the regular price. That comes out to less than $5 a pick, less than the price of game day nachos, and a tiny fraction compared to the so-called math geniuses who I've seen charge hundreds for just one pick. And with Oddsworth Betting, you get between 30 to 50 picks each month. But more important, $147 is nothing compared to what you can bank with just one winning pick. And we do tend to pick a lot of winners. Plus, your daily picks are just for starters. When you take action today, you also get access to our industry-dominating Oddsworth Betting arsenal of tools and resources to take your winnings to a whole new level. It all begins with 7's insider analysis. Here's where you get the inside story behind why we made each pick, and it's where all of our most successful handicapping secrets get revealed. Over time, you begin to think how we think. This is like having a seventh sense that gives you the power to take advantage of games even if we don't pick them. You see opportunities and you cash in, plain and simple. And the cool thing is, it's not even the best part of what you get today. The best part is the secret wiretap we've put on the leading handicappers on the scene. Consider this like a backdoor into a hidden luxury box where the cream of the crop show their hands. We call it push-button picks. This never-before-released secret weapon means now you have an unfiltered view of every major handicapper's picks. This isn't some out-of-date website. We're talking about bleeding-edge stuff here. With a few clicks of your mouse, you're now able to look over your shoulder as we spy on the industry. Now, just like us, you get to keep your finger on the pulse of who's hot and who's not. Here's how it works. First, you log into the secure portal on your computer or smartphone. Next, select the sport you're interested in. Then, take a quick glance at the landscape to instantly get the inside scoop on all the major action of the day. NCAA, NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, you have a choice of picks from virtually every game being played. I'm sure you're already beginning to see the power in all this. You get a secret bird's eye view of what pretty much all the known handicappers are saying and where their money is going. You watch every single move and they don't even know you're there. Without push-button picks, there's no way you could ever track all the insider wisdom you now get instantly. We've spent a hefty 5 figures creating this private online portal, and I'll continue to invest in it to always make sure you remain ahead of the pack. Pretty sweet, huh? But hold on. I've got one more prized possession for you. As a reward for being a fast mover, you're also going to get our Road Dog betting system. Last MLB season, if you'd followed the Road Dog system, you would have gone 95-0. That's a 100% win rate. And even though you might expect to pay hundreds of dollars for the system alone, I'm throwing it in absolutely free as my gift, just for considering odds worth betting. The Road Dog system can pay you back many times over for years to come, and it's all yours just for trying us out. That said, I need to give you a heads up. For a while now, Seven's been on me about raising the price to reflect Oddsworth Betting's true value, and I don't know how long he's going to let me keep the price as low as it is. And remember, space is extremely limited anyway. We may sell out before that ever happens. So you need to take action now to ensure you get the best deal on our daily picks, Seven's insider analysis, the push-button picks portal, and the Road Dog system, and our industry-leading phone and email support. As I said earlier, we take customer care seriously. We even give you the direct line to our office phone, a private number you can call anytime. So pick up this Hall of Fame package now. Just click on the Add to Cart button for instant access. Close your eyes for a second. Now imagine. It's the bottom of the ninth, the bases are loaded, the title hangs in the balance. As you step up to bat, the packed stadium is silent. You could hear a pin drop. Millions around the world are on their feet. They wait, ready to erupt in cheers or jeers the moment the final outcome is decided. So, are you going to stand there and watch the perfect pitch whiz by, or are you going to give it a solid high-level swing and knock it out of the park? You know what you've got to do. Click below now to seize your moment. Take a swing and touch them all. Remember, you only pay if you win. You're covered by your 100% risk-free KO your bookie in 8 weeks guarantee. Click on the Add to Cart button below now.